64 years ago today, VJ Day. The day in 1945 when everybody learned the World War II had finally ended. Celebrations broke out all around the country, and one moment in Times Square became the iconic image of that happy day. This photo, titled simply VJ Day in Times Square. Edith Shain is the nurse being kissed in the photo, and she is here with us now, along with Warren Hagee, the program supervisor of Stories of Service, to talk about their Keep the Spirit of 45 Alive project. And Edith, I'm thrilled to have you on the program. Well, you were the nurse in the photo.
Yes,
in 1945. So tell me about that day. Tell me about the Spirit of 45 that day.
The Spirit of 45 was apparent in the whole world, but of course in my little corner in Times Square, everyone was so everyone was hugging, kissing, jumping.
But where were you when you heard that the Japanese had surrendered?
I was at the hospital working, and the radio announced that the war was over. And as soon as my shift was over, ran down to the subway, you know, in New York, slowly was transportation, got there to 42nd Street and Broadway, and walked in the square, and I don't know where he came from or who he was.
A total stranger.
But he had his way with me.
Well, it looked like it in the photograph. I mean, he had you bent over pretty hard there. You were pretty supple.
Well, in those days, well, anyhow, yeah, I didn't know who he was, and he held me for a long time. I found out later that when I met Alfred Eisenstadt, who took the photograph, that he waved. You know, he was looking for a contrast. He was always a black and white photographer. And that he waved this guy on. This guy was going around kissing all the females. So
so he spotted you and said, this will be perfect. The nurse in the white uniform.
Yeah, the contrast. Yeah. Because most of the sailors were wearing white because it was in the summertime.
Why was it so special in the spirit of this country and the spirit that this project of yours you're trying to keep alive? What was so special about that in 1945?
Because we had lived through this war. We had all contributed. We're all part of this effort. And we also had the Depression, and we had these people coming back. And it was so perfect. These men left as children, and they came back as adults, and they came in and they put our country back together again. We looked to them for this.
And we are losing them at a frightening rate now every day. And you tell me about the project, Warren, that you've got, the project to try to record those memories, to get the younger generation to work with the older generation before we lose them, to get these memories solidified.
Yes, as you said, Chuck, we're now losing them at an estimated rate where it's 1 in every 90 seconds. So just in the duration of this conversation, this precious generation of people who lived through the Great Depression, World War II, and then went on to rebuild the world, which is their greatest achievement, are disappearing. And so what we've been working at this some years in chronicling their lives in little sort of Ken Burnsian style movies, but we suddenly realized there's a chance now, one last chance, to get all these personal memories of a day where the whole country that was alive at that time could share what they were doing on August 14th, 1945, so that next year, which is the 65th anniversary, pretty much the last hurrah, a great opportunity for the nation to say thank you.
So this is a one-year effort you've got going right now.
One-year effort, and we'll be in about 100 cities across the country, from San Diego to New York City, from Seattle to southern Florida, and everything in between, urging young people to help older adults put their memories on the internet. There's a website for them to put their short memories.
Tell us the website.
The website is www.spiritof45.org. It's very simple. Simply give them 400 or 500 words worth of memory. If you go to the website now, you'll find some absolutely heartbreaking stories.
Oh, I did. I went today, and it's just fascinating. You get really drawn into that, and you hear the stories. Some of these guys were recounting the stories of their adventures and the brilliant things and terrible things that happened to them. And we thank you for coming in. We appreciate it very much, and it's been just a joy to have you as a guest, I must tell you.
Thank you.
Thank you.